everybody, it's Hexa, and in today's video we're going to be talking about my flaws and insecurities. I've been thinking about doing this video for a really long time, and then today I saw that one of the YouTubers I really love called Lavender posted her own video on this topic, and I was like, yes, this is a sign. Let's sit down and film this video. Everybody has imperfections, everybody has things about themselves that they wish they could change or would like to change or even have changed, and I think it's just healthy and nice to just like sit down and talk about things that you don't like about yourself and the things that you do like about yourself, because I want to not be ashamed of my imperfections, and I want to just like tell you guys that it is okay and that everybody feels that way. So I'm going to be talking about physical imperfections as well as things that I like about my body, and then I will move on to personality flaws and personality assets or personality good things. I don't know. Alright, so starting off with the physical imperfections, I really don't like that my eyebrows are so uneven. Like, this eyebrow is straight and kind of like quite wide the whole way through, and then this one is a lot thinner and a lot more arched. And I don't know why that is. It must be like just the way that the muscles in my face developed, because like I can raise this eyebrow really easily, but I can't raise the other one without doing weird things with the whole rest of my face. It isn't really that prominent when I'm not wearing makeup, but whenever I do my makeup tutorials, it really bothers me because as soon as I fill them in, you can really see the difference in the shapes between my two eyebrows. Next are my blackheads. I have a lot of blackheads on my nose. I'll just zoom you guys in. Alright, so we're really up close and personal with my nose, and you can see how I've just got a lot of these little black dots all over my nose, and I've tried everything to get rid of them. I've done chemical peels and microdermabrasion and all kinds of masks and charcoal stuff and those peel off nose thingies, and nothing has gotten rid of my blackheads. I really hate having blackheads. If there is one thing that I would definitely change about my skin or my appearance, it would probably be just getting rid of all of my blackheads, because they're just always there and they really bug me. My nose always looks bumpy and the skin on my nose is just never really smooth looking, and I wish I could just get rid of all those little black dots. My next insecurity isn't really something that I'm super insecure about. It's just like a cute little quirk that I have. I'm not that upset about it, but I know that it would be perceived as a flaw in most people's eyes. I've actually got several little flaws on my lips. So first of all, I've got this chip over here in my Cupid's bow where there's no color there at all. So it's just kind of like a little chip in my lip for some reason. And then also on this corner of my lip I have some like little, I guess they're either moles or just like veins or capillaries that are showing through on my lips, and I just think they look kind of weird. I don't know. Actually, when I was talking about the blackheads, I forgot to mention that I actually am really insecure about my nose in general. Ever since I was in primary school, I remember like I didn't really like my nose. I've always liked cute little button noses or pointy noses, but I always felt like my nose is just too big for my face, and it also has like a little bit of a hook to it. So like I've got this bump in the bridge of my nose over here, and then this part of my nose just goes straight down rather than like being a little bit more lifted and, I don't know, nice looking. So even when I was in primary school, I remember thinking about getting a nose job, but now I would definitely not do that because, I don't know, I feel like a botched nose job would be a hell of a lot worse than the nose I have now, and I've just learned to accept it and live with it, and I don't hate my nose as much as I used to when I was younger. Another thing I don't like is that I have really prominent veins in my face. I am really pale and I have pretty thin skin, so there's one in particular over here in my forehead where you can just see like the trail of this vein going from my hairline out along my temple and then back in. So if I zoom you guys in, you can definitely see it. There's just this blue vein over here, and it shows up a lot if I'm like crying or I'm angry or I'm working out, or like whenever my face is kind of like flushed or my blood pressure is up, you can really see this and it becomes super prominent, and I really don't like it. There's other veins in my forehead that you can see when I'm straining in any way, but they're not quite as bad. And then I also have these little like capillaries, I guess, that are like really close to the surface of my skin around my lips. So you've got those ones. And then this one is probably the most prominent one. And then you can also even see like this blue vein that comes from under my chin and kind of around my lips somehow. I don't know, I just have really thin, really pale skin, and you can see all of my little veins in my face. I'm insecure about the fact that my face is quite furry. Like, I have a lot of peach fuzz, and I did try to shave it off once, but it just left me with lots of little bumps on my face, and my face was super prickly for a couple of weeks after that, and I just don't think it's worth it, so I'm just gonna leave it alone. But I really don't like having peach fuzz. It's really prominent kind of like in this sideburn area, and not too bad on my lip, but I've got these two moles on the side of my lip, and the hair that grows out of those moles is a little bit thicker and a little bit longer and darker, and I always have to like pluck it out, because otherwise if I take pictures like this way, you can see the hairs on the side of my face. So that's another thing that I just really don't like. Mostly just because it shows up in pictures really clearly for some reason. Like I will often post a photo on Instagram and then notice that you can see my facial hair in the photo, and I really, really hate it. It really bothers me, but there's not much I can do about it without shaving it off. And I don't want to do that because I don't want to be prickly. I am also quite insecure about my hair. This is kind of like an ongoing thing, because back when I had natural hair, I will put a picture somewhere in here of what my hair looked like before I had dyed it ever at all. There was always like this ongoing conversation between my friends about like whether my hair was blonde or brown. A lot of people thought it was brown, and I always thought that my hair was blonde, and I've always considered my hair blonde because it's like, it's a dirty blonde. My hair gets highlighted in the sunshine. You can kind of see over here where I've still got my natural color that there's a few streaks that just get highlighted where they touch the light a lot. So I was just kind of annoyed with the fact that people couldn't decide on what color my hair was. And then after I started dyeing it, now like a new insecurity that I have about my hair is the fact that the bleach damage has caused it to become really, really dry and just straw-like, and also that my hair has started thinning. I now haven't bleached my hair in more than 6 months, so it's quite a lot better. It has gotten some of its moisture and its volume back, and it is doing a lot better. But like before, when I used to tie up my hair, you couldn't see, like my hair was so thick that you couldn't really see these like just parts of my scalp. Like you just couldn't see the color of my scalp when I used to tie up my hair. And now you can, because so much of it fell out through the whole like bleaching and damaging process. So moral of the story, don't bleach your hair, kids, unless you want to have blue hair like mine. Okay, so kind of moving away from the face and head area and into my body insecurities. I am insecure about my boobs because my left boob is a lot bigger than my right boob, and they don't even out. Like when I'm on a new type of birth control, sometimes my boobs will get bigger because of it, and that just makes the difference more prominent. It does not even them out. I've always been insecure because my boobs are quite small. I have A cups, and I always have had just quite small boobs, but I think the fact that they're uneven is just really, really annoying me. I wish they were both the size of my bigger boob, and then I would be happy. Luckily, it's not really something you can see when I am dressed, so the boob unevenness is just between me and my boyfriend. I also have hip dips that I don't really enjoy, so They're called hip dips or violin hips, and basically between my hip bone and the widest part of my butt, so where like my thigh bone connects with my pelvis, I have this dip. So rather than my side of my butt being like rounded, it kind of goes like this, you know? And I don't know, I just wish I had like a nice round hip from the side. I don't know, I have a nice butt, but my hips are quite like, I don't know, I just don't like that whole dip thing. Although I think it's probably gonna bother me more when I'm an old lady, because even now I find that sometimes if I sleep in a weird position, my hip or my thigh bone gets like dislocated out of my pelvis or something, and then I end up having this horrible pain in my hip area whenever I'm walking. So it's probably like a weird bone structure thing, and definitely the physical aspect of it is not the worst thing. Alright, and the last one is super personal, and I never thought that I would like admit this to anybody or talk about it on the internet like this, but you know what, I just did a period video and I am ready to talk about vaginas more. And I basically for quite a few years just felt insecure about my vagina and the way that it looks. Like I always thought that my vagina just looked bad. I didn't think that I had a nice vulva, and I was like super scared of like sex because of that, because I always thought that like people would think that I had an ugly vagina, which is really stupid. It's so stupid, and I'm so over that, and I'm past it. I'm done. My vagina is beautiful. Every vagina is beautiful, and they come in all shapes and sizes, and don't be alarmed if you think that your vagina looks weird. It doesn't. All vaginas look weird and different, but they're all beautiful and perfect. Your vagina is perfect for you, and anybody who criticizes the way that your vagina looks doesn't deserve to be in it. So don't fuck that guy. Like, fuck off that guy. Don't fuck him. Okay, so those were all of my physical insecurities. I am noticing now that I've been filming for quite a long time, so this is gonna be a super long video, but I hope you guys like it. Anyways, we're just gonna move on into things that I love about my body. So first up is my eye color. So like we're doing a lot in this video, I'm just gonna zoom you guys in. Alright, we're super up close and personal. So I have blue eyes, but they also have like other colors in them. I'm not quite sure where, but one of my eyes is out of focus. One of my eyes has like a bit of green and a bit of brown in it. I'm just gonna show you guys both of them because I don't know which one. I forgot. But yeah, I like my eye color. I think I have really pretty eyes, so that is something that I do like about myself. I really love my moles and all my little beauty marks and freckles that I have all over my body. So I actually don't tend to get freckles, I get moles. So I was almost considering putting this in my physical imperfections list, because at least on my face, all of my moles, or like 90% of them, are on this side. Just look at it. So we've got left side, left, 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 and then this like mole in the middle of my nose that's also leaning towards the left, and this one that's on the left. And then on this side of my face, I have just like this tiny one right next to my ear, this tiny one next to my eye, and these. But I don't know, I feel like all the bigger and more prominent ones are on the left side of my face. I don't know why. But I don't really think of it as a flaw. I was gonna put it into the flaws list because it would be perceived as a flaw that my face is so like asymmetrical, but I personally love it. I think it's adorable that all of my moles for some reason are just leaning towards this side of my face. It's so weird, but I love it. And I've also got some moles on my chest. Let me see, I gotta sit up a little bit for this. So basically I've got this cluster of moles on my upper chest that are pretty much just mirror images, but one cluster is slightly bigger than the other. So like, okay, I've got this big one, and then this little one, and then this big one, and this little one. Okay, do you see this? Do you see how this cluster is like basically a mirror image of each other, but this group is slightly smaller than the other one. And also this is the side of my chest with the bigger boob, so the side of my chest with the bigger moles also has the bigger boob. It's so funny, but I love this little like weird cluster. But yeah, I have moles everywhere. I have them all over my arms. I don't know. They're everywhere. Next up is my butt. I consider my butt one of my best assets. I make terrible jokes. Please stay on my channel and subscribe if you want terrible jokes. But yeah, I like my butt. It's a nice butt. I have small boobs, but my butt compensates for it. It's quite like jiggly and curvy and bubbly looking. Although I could do some squats to make it even more bubble butt-y, but I'm happy with my butt. I really like my hands and feet, although I have no way to provide good shots of either of them right now because my hands have this terrible fucked up manicure and my feet are covered in scabs from mosquito bites that I scratched too much. But both my hands and feet are quite like long and slender, so I have long fingers, long toes, and my feet are like long and narrow, and I have a really high arch. So I've actually had a ballet teacher, like a professional ballerina, tell me that that my feet look perfect for ballet, and she was like amazed that my feet are that arched without me ever having done ballet. So yeah, I have elegant feet and elegant hands, as you would say, but I can't really do hand modeling or anything because first off, I have tattoos on both my hands, and secondly, when I was younger, I had some warts on my hands. I know it's gross, but I had some warts on my hands and I had to get surgery to remove them, and you can see like all these little scars from them. I have some on this hand as well, but they're not quite as noticeable. So I could have been a hand model if I didn't have tattoos and scars on my hands, but oh well, I am still happy with my hands and I still think they're pretty, and I still like my feet because they're also pretty. I love my teeth and my smile. I have never had braces, and I've always been like super proud of the fact that my teeth are so straight without me ever having needed braces. Obviously they're not perfect. Like any natural teeth, they're not perfectly perfect or perfectly straight, but they're pretty good. And one thing I always worry about is that I have like food stuck in my teeth because I love my teeth so much that I smile all the time, and I really am always just self-conscious that I'll have food in my teeth, but overall I do love my teeth. When I was younger, I actually had a huge gap between these two. I'll see if I can find a picture, and the dentist told us to literally just do that and like squeeze my teeth together for like 10 minutes every day, and that fixed it naturally. So I have really straight teeth without ever having had braces. I fixed the gap between my teeth without braces, and I love my teeth. I will never ever get veneers. I know that, like, props to you if you have veneers. I know there's a lot of beauty YouTubers that have veneers because they're a lot more white looking than natural teeth, and they can be more perfect and more straight and all that, but I would never file down my natural teeth just to get fake teeth put in their place. I'm going to take care of my natural, real teeth for as long as I possibly can. Maybe if I ever chip a tooth or start losing them because I'm an old lady, maybe then I will get veneers or fake teeth of some kind, but right now there is nothing you can possibly do to persuade me to let somebody file my teeth. Alright, and the last thing that I like about my body on this list is my torso. So like, I really like my neck and shoulder area because I have like nice slender shoulders and a really long neck that I think looks quite elegant. And I also really like my back. I don't know why, I just have a thing about my back. I like my back. I like my whole like upper body area. I think it's in a nice proportion to the rest of everything, and yeah, I just like it. Okay, so we're done talking about the physical things. Now let's move on to personality traits that I don't like and that I do like. Alright, so here are my personality flaws. I get angry a lot. I have a tendency to be really passive-aggressive, and I hold grudges, and I'm kind of like overly sensitive to just people pissing me off. I get irrationally angry about things sometimes. I don't know if this next one would qualify as a personality thing. I wouldn't really count it as personality because sometimes it just happens, but I am prone to mental illness. I've had depression for as long as I can remember, and in the last few years I've also started struggling really badly with anxiety. So I don't know, I wouldn't really call this a personality flaw because I don't consider my mental illness to be part of my personality, but I don't know, it kind of fits into a similar category, I guess. I am not that great at friendships, and I'm also a poor judge of character when it comes to friendships. Because I have had such a long history of mental illness, I also tend to lean towards wanting to be friends with people who have mental illnesses. Like, so many of my friends have had eating disorders or anxiety or depression, or they're bipolar, or they have all kinds of different mental disorders, and like, it's okay, like, it's fine to be friends with people who have mental illnesses. We don't bite, we're not gonna kill you, but I think it's just like something that I need to stop doing. Like, I need to stop only being attracted to being friends with people who have problems. Like, I should just try to build friendships with people who are stable and healthy and quote-unquote normal. But I'm generally also just like not that great at maintaining friendships, and it's partially my own fault, but it's also part of just me picking not that great people to be friends with in the first place. I have difficulty motivating myself sometimes. I am quite spoiled, and I hate admitting this. I hate it, I hate it, I hate admitting this, but I was raised in a household where we had a housekeeper that my mom paid for to come and clean our house and do our dishes and take care of me and feed me and do all the cooking and everything. So I never had to do chores because there was always somebody in the house to do chores for us. And I don't know, I think it was just not that great parenting. No offense, Mom, but it did kind of like make me a little bit of a spoiled and entitled sort of person. I do consider myself to be quite lucky, and it's you know, once you've developed this bad habit of feeling spoiled and entitled, it's really difficult to get rid of it. Another one of my flaws is that I tend to impulse buy things. Like, when money comes into my life, it immediately goes back out towards the first thing that I wanted, you know? I'm not very good at saving up, and I tend to treat myself a lot more than I should. I hoard things. I am the type of person who I attach memories and emotions and stories to objects, and then I keep those objects because I give them sentimental value and power over me, and then I can't get rid of them. I'm definitely a huge hoarder. I find it really, really hard to throw things away and get rid of them and let go of things. So that's definitely something to work on for me, and something that I really feel the weight of in my life. It really is a burden to carry so much stuff. I am quite a messy person, so my room always has shit all over the floor and things scattered all over my desk, and just I can't create an aesthetically pleasing, organized space because I just have so many things and I don't like to put them away, and they just always end up all over the place, and it's just crazy and messy and insane all of the time. And I don't know, I'm partially a person who thrives in chaos because, like, it really doesn't bother me that much. Like, my room is never the type of mess where I can't find things. I always know where stuff is, even though it's all over the place. But at the same time, it just bothers me visually. Even though it doesn't hinder me from doing my work and finding my stuff, it does just create kind of like a visual clutter and chaos that I don't like looking at. And my last personality flaw is that I'm a very impatient person, especially when it comes to goals and plans. I don't know what it is, but like as soon as things get difficult, I tend to just like give up on them and stop working. I don't like when things are hard. I like to be good at things that I also find easy. And that's just not a way to grow. And it's, again, one of those things that I really want to work on in my life and improve upon, because things have to be difficult and you have to work hard to be able to get better at anything ever. And I'm starting to realize that, and I'm starting to fix that and try to just motivate myself better to just be productive and work towards my goals even when it gets hard. It's like with learning piano. As soon as I try to play a piece that I just can't get right, rather than continuing to try to learn to play it, I'll just give up and be like, fuck it, I'm not learning piano anymore. Like, I want to just be able to play piano without ever having had to learn it, and that's just not possible. You just don't do that. Now, moving on to things that I love about my personality. First up is that I am a really hopeful and resilient person. So throughout all of my long battle dealing with mental illness, I have never given up. And even though there have been times in my life where I've felt suicidal, it was always like a feeling of, I want to die, but I don't want to die. I always hold on to the belief and this faith in knowing that things will get better and that one day I will be okay. And even though there's times when it seems like I'm giving up because I just kind of like spend some time wallowing in self-pity, I've never given up on my life in the long run, and I always have hope that things will get better. My next positive personality trait is that I'm a modest person, and I know that it's technically not modest saying that you're modest, but this is kind of what this video is about, is just to talk about the things that you do like about yourself. And this is one of those things that, you know, I don't like to brag about things. I don't like to show off. I don't like to just go around telling people how great I am at stuff, and I don't enjoy stealing the show and like putting all eyes on me and stuff like that. Even though like my grandpa loves bragging about me to all of his friends, and it really bothers me. It just drives me crazy because I don't even like for people to brag on my behalf. I think there's just a time and place to show off your talents and your abilities, and if it's not the right time and place, I will not do it. I'll just stay silent and chill out, you know? Like, my time to shine is when I am on stage. My time to shine is in my videos. My time to shine is insert here, you know? But I don't talk about things that I'm good at just for the sake of being like, oh, look, I'm so good at this thing and I'm so cool and I'm so much better than you. I hate arrogance. I hate when people show off like that, and I have never been that type of person. I am a compassionate person, and I think, again, this has a lot to do with the fact that I have dealt with mental illness in my life. So it has taught me to become a good listener, and, you know, just kind of like, I like to care for others and I like to take care of others. And again, this is part of the reason why I tend to lean towards being friends with people who have mental illnesses, because I have this like complex of wanting to fix people or help people. And it can be a little bit overwhelming, it can be a little bit excessive at times, but I do think overall being compassionate and caring is a good trait to have. And as much as I am an impulse buyer and an impulse spender, I also always just feel so great and so happy when I have bought something for somebody else. I like to do nice things for other people. I am loyal and committed in both friendships and intimate relationships or romantic relationships. I would never cheat on a partner. If at any time I fell out of love with someone, or I met somebody who I thought would be better for me, I wouldn't cheat on them. I would just tell them about it and end the relationship, because I think infidelity is like the utmost disrespect to your partner, and it's not something that I would ever want to do to somebody. But also when it comes to friendships, I'm very, very loyal, but I expect loyalty in return. So if somebody betrays me or doesn't really stand up for me at a time when I really needed it, I don't stick around. I don't backstab people. I don't talk shit about them behind their backs. And I do stay loyal to them, and I do take care of them and stand up for them when other people are shit talking about them. But if I don't get that in return, then the friendship is essentially over, because I put so much loyalty and love into friendships, and I care so much for the friends that I do make, that when I don't get that in return, I feel like it's unfair to myself to stay in that friendship. Alright, and last thing in this video, the last thing that I love about myself is that I am a dreamer. I am the type of person who is like, shoot for the moon. Even if you miss, you will land among the stars, and I like to set big, big, big goals, because I think the bigger your goal is, the harder you will be willing to work to try to get there. And even if you don't reach the goal, you will still reach a bigger goal than you would have reached if you had set your goal lower. You get what I mean? You get what I'm talking about? And I also try to spread that dreamer spirit to the people around me, because a lot of people around me are just like realists, you know. They want to do what is safe and what is right and what is normal, and, you know, just take the normal path in life and the expected path in life and the safe path in life. And I try to sprinkle a little bit of dreamerness into other people's lives and just get them to try to follow their dreams and pursue things that are a little bit bigger than they think they can accomplish, because anybody can do it. If somebody has done it before, then you can do it too. And you can even be the example. You can be the first one to ever do that thing, because nothing is impossible in my opinion. Okay, so that was it for my perfect imperfections tag video. I hope you guys liked this video, and I had a really great time talking about all of these flaws and all of these things that I love about myself, and just, you know, opening up and having a chat about this kind of stuff. I invite you to always love yourself and take care of yourself, and remember that everybody has flaws, and that doesn't make you a bad person in any way or an ugly person in any way. If you like this video, please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and share. You can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat for more, and you can donate to my Patreon down below to support me and my channel. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I will see you all next time. Bye!